All right, for the second problem, similar except this is going to be a tangent one. Again, we need to find all possible solutions, and we have to put our answer in radians. So again, we're going to have the plot. Now in this case, tangent is whose period is pi, so we're going to have plus pi n instead of plus 2 pi n. So start out the same way. We're going to use substitution. Let theta equal 4x minus pi over 4. And then we want to take this and make this 3 tangent of theta equals radical 3. Divide by 3. So we get tangent of theta equals square root of 3 over 3. All right, now we want to find the solutions for that. So theta will equal, all right, now it's going to be in the first and it's going to be in the third quadrant since tangent is positive. So we want to think what radian value makes that true for this one. Now if you want to draw it out and just test it, you can pick an angle and let's make this 1/2 and radical 3 over 2. And then if I divide 1/2 by square root of 3 over 2, I end up with 1/2 times 2 over square root of 3. 2's cancel. You get 1 over square root of 3, which will reduce to radical 3 over 3. So that gives me a reference angle of 30. So that means it's going to be pi over 6. And then if I go in the other quadrant, and that's 30 degrees, that'll be 210. And that's going to be 7 pi over 6. So there's my two angles. So now I come back here. And so theta is going to equal pi over 6 plus pi n, and theta is going to equal 7 pi over 6 plus pi times n. Now we talked about this in an earlier section, is that if you add pi to pi over 6, you are going to get 7 pi over 6. So these two actually are going to end up being the same set of values. So we only need to use one of them for tangent and cotangent. Whenever I have an equation with tangent or cotangent, I need one set. So we can eliminate this second set and not worry about it. So we only have to solve the first one. Now substitute back in, we got to figure out what x is. So replace theta with 4x minus pi over 4 equals pi over 6 plus pi n, pi times n. Add pi over 4, add pi over 4 to pi over 6, we get 4x equals, all right, what's pi over 6 plus pi over 4? That will be 5 pi over 12 plus pi n. Now divide everything by 4. Now when you divide 5 pi over 12, it's multiplying by 1/4. And you will end up with 5 pi over 48 plus, what did I do over here? That should be a pi times n, and then this will be pi over 4 times n. Okay, now you only have the one solution, one set of solutions. So I'm just going to rewrite that as x equals 5 pi over 48 plus pi over 4n, and that will be for any integer n in that case. All right, we're going to start with just these two problems. Okay, make sure for sine and cosine you have two sets of solutions. For tangent and cotangent, if you come across those, you'll have one set of solutions. Okay, for classwork or / homework, whatever, I want you to do two problems. One's a cosine, one's a tangent for those. Now, I'm going to put the answers on the next slide, so take the time to copy those down. And then the next slide will have the answers to those. Okay, so for the first one, you should get two sets. For the second one, you will only get one set of values for that. All right, make sure you show your work and write the original problem down. Have a good weekend. We are still scheduled to have the test next Thursday.